Good afternoon. This is Dr. Amakobe from African Wood Incorporated. Today we're going to have just a short discussion on Kenyan nurses who want to work in the United States. So, first of all, the introduction. African Wood Incorporated is a certified ethical recruiter. We're certified by CGFNS to be able to recruit nurses internationally for the US market. So the reason we are having this event is to explain to the Kenyan registered nurses who would like to have an opportunity to work in the United States. So the first thing we need to know is that we are aiming this to Kenyan registered nurses who are qualified and have at least 1 year's experience. So you need to be a qualified nurse. You also need to be licensed in Kenya in good standing, and you need to have at least 1 year's experience. So with those, now we can be able to discuss how you can be able to use the opportunity that's available for you to work in the United States. When you are qualified as a nurse, licensed as a nurse, have experience working as a nurse, then you can go to cgfns.org and sign up for an account. When you sign up for an account, it's free. cgfns.org, opening an account is free. You open, then you complete your profile. You complete your profile, give all your bio data, give your experience, give all the requirements there. It's a long form, but you need to fill it so that we can be able to know who we are working with. After you fill that, you need to pick an agent, a certified, preferably a CGFN certified agent. There are several of them on there. We would recommend, obviously, that you pick African Wood Incorporated so that we can be able to work with you. After you fill that form, then you need to actually pay for the CES report, because that report ensures that you can be able to send all your the high school transcript, your college transcript, your nursing license transcript, so that it can be verified. All those can be verified and you get a report. When you are opening an account also, besides picking an agent, you will need to pick a state in which you would like to be licensed. As African Wood, we will recommend that you pick Delaware, because that's where we operate from. And because that state will be the one that will grant you an authorization to test for you to be able to do the NCLEX examination that enables you to get licensed in the United States. So let's back up a little bit. We know that being a nurse is different from being a licensed nurse. And being a professional anywhere, you can be qualified to be a professional, but you may not be licensed in all the jurisdictions. So that's one point that nurses wanting to work in the US should know, that they may be qualified as nurses, that's true, but they need to be licensed in a jurisdiction where they want to work, just like they are licensed in Kenya. The difference between qualifying as a nurse and being licensed as a nurse is something that we need to be able to internalize. That you can go to school and get trained as a nurse, but never be licensed as a nurse in any jurisdiction. and that if you are licensed in one jurisdiction, it's not necessarily true that you are licensed in another. One is an educational, professional thing, and the other is a compliance thing. So we are dealing here with compliance, with your ability to comply with the rules of the receiving country. So we will take Kenya as the country of origin and the United States as the country that is receiving nurses. So you may have gone to school in Kenya and then been licensed in Kenya, but if you want to work in another jurisdiction, then you need to be licensed in that jurisdiction. So this process is a process of translating your Kenyan license into a US license so that you can be able to work here. Now, after you have an account at CGFNS and they have had all the transcripts and they have done verified and they have given a report to the state in which you have requested to be licensed, the state that you have requested to be licensed will then give you an authorization to test. But before they give you an authorization to test, they require you to have a Pearson VUE account, meaning you also need to register at Pearson VUE, at NCLEX Pearson VUE, so that you can be able to pay for the examination that you need to take to be able to do the license, to be licensed. And for Delaware, you also need to start the application of license so that they can be able to give you an authorization to test. That's why you need an agent here to be able to help you in the process of getting a Pearson VUE account set up and getting the ATT follow up, and also making sure that you are getting the support you need to take the exam, and also to start the application process for your license, because you have to start your application process and then reach a level where they ask you whether you have done NCLEX. Then you say no, then you say you require an ATT to take the exam. So after you have been able to get an ATT to take the exam, in the whole process, you should actually be preparing for NCLEX. You should find a tutor and a study group in which you are going through so that you can be able to take the exam. Being trained as a nurse, practicing a nurse, does not mean that you can be able to take the NCLEX exam and pass, because there is a cultural bent on it, in which you may need to practice to understand how the questions are asked so that you can be able to take the exam and pass. Fortunately, now, a few years ago, there was only one center in Africa, but now there's a center in Nairobi where you can be able to take the exam after you get the ATT and you schedule. If you are taking an exam from overseas, besides the examination fee to Pearson VUE, there is an international scheduling fee too, which you will need to pay. So you will need to pay for NCLEX report. You will need to pay for the Pearson NCLEX. You need to pay for international scheduling, and obviously you will need to spend some money for the tutor who helps you with the studying how to pass the exam. After you pass the exam, then you will need to go back to NCLEX and either yourself pay for visa screen, or if you are lucky and you have got an employer who is willing to pay for the visa screen fee, then the CGFNS will be able to give you a visa screen. When you have visa screen ready, then the employers in the US will be able to hire you and work with you to get a work visa or a green card to come and work here. So it's a long process. It's not something that you start today and finish. And it is also the process of converting the Kenyan license to the US license is also expensive, in the sense that whereas the employers in the US would like to have you work for them, but they need to mitigate the risk that if they spend money on you upfront, you may not be able to pass the exam. And even if you do, there is that chance that you may decide to go and work for somebody else. So they would rather that you spend your money upfront, and then maybe when you come here, they can refund the money. So, and for African Wood as a company, we work with you. We hold your hands to make sure that you are doing the right thing in the right time, and then we can be able to connect you with an employer who is ready to give you a job. The jobs in the US are available. The visas a little, they take time, but they are available too. And I think that the first and foremost thing is the commitment for you as a nurse. If you want to come here, you have to start. You have to be able to open a CGFN account, and you need to pay for the services there. Then make sure that you provide the transcripts as soon as possible, and then open a Pearson VIA account, pay for the exam, start the application process for the license, get an AT&T, then pay for the international scheduling, study for the exam, pass it, get a visa screen ready, and then the employers will be able to help you out. So that is the short and long of it. And I hope that this helps you. If you have any questions, we are ready to answer them now or in the discussion. And it's nice. It's really nice having this chat with you and seeing where we can go with this. Again, my name is Dr. David Frederick Amakobe. I am the CEO of African Wood Incorporated. We are ethical international recruiters of healthcare professionals, specifically from Kenya and Ghana for the US market. And we would like to work with you to ensure that you can be able to achieve the objective of working in the United States. So follow me up on LinkedIn, send us an email, or just go to cgfns.org, fill your profile, pick African Wood Incorporated as your agent. We'll see you on our dashboard, and we'll start working with you there. Thank you very much for being with us today. We hope that we'll be able to meet again next week, same time, and answer any questions that we might have arisen, or discuss any points that you would like us to discuss again. I can see we have a few questions, which we will make sure that we answer as we go along in the course of the week. Thank you very much for coming, and we appreciate your presence here.